What's happening, party people? Welcome to This Week in Review. And let me tell you something. Man, time is flowing by. I would thought I'd be half done with the West Coast by now, and I'm just about to get started. About to load up my vehicle. If I have parts for you that I'm supposed to bring out west, or if you want me to bring some out there, now is the time to contact me. We are getting ready to start loading up the trailer. I know I got an engine for a guy out west. I got a manual swap kit for a guy in Las Vegas. I got a manual swap kit for a person in Arizona. And I got other parts as well. Fenders, hoods, stuff like that. Now, there's a couple people that haven't paid for their parts, and I'm not loading up parts that hadn't been paid for. So if I'm supposed to bring you some parts and they haven't been paid for, contact me ASAP so we can get that out of the way, because there's no need for me to be hauling parts around that somebody's not going to pay for. Other than that, I did put a few special parts on my website, and I did load a few things on my website in a sales, like, kind of a Black Friday weekend sale. So there's about 14 parts that are 20% off. One of those things is a P80 manual axle for cars built 99 and newer. So if you want some almost new Volvo axles and you have one of those cars and you have a manual, these axles was built specially for that, and they're almost new axles. So take advantage of that. I got an S60R steering wheel, a few other things that I've marked down, I guess 20% off for this little sale period time. If you need something, let me know. I may have it. There's a lot of things that's hard to find. People contacting me, like door latches in the S&V 70 cars. Those are breaking, and you got to replace them to fix the problem. So I have a couple of those, I believe. If you got any questions, let me know. I plan to be in the Texas area around Christmas, maybe from December 22nd to January 9th. So if you are in the Texas area, Houston, San Antonio, possibly Dallas, in the Texas area, and you would like my help with something, helping with a manual swap, helping with a hood liner, roof liner, whatever you want to call it, help with some major maintenance, timing belt, stuff like that, now's the time to get in touch with me so I can make sure I have the tools I need and you have the parts you need, and we can get that done. If you need parts, let me know. I can help load your shopping cart so you order the right parts. Nothing worse than me showing up, you're not having the parts you need to get your job done. So that's where I'm at. That's what's going on. Please go to the website, pick up a couple things so I can clear some of this storage. Now, I have a large storage in Albuquerque. I'm pretty sure it's 10 by 10, stacked up almost to the ceiling. I will be trying to empty that thing when I get to Albuquerque late December, early January. So please let me know if you want something. I can deliver some things because I'm traveling around, especially if you're out in the west, up the West Coast. I'll be spending probably a few months there. So without any further ado, let's get into this video. We picked up that XC90 I closed the last clip with, and we did a couple things on that yellow car. But man, I'm surprised at the footage I did for 2 days worth of video and just on this XC90, and I did almost an hour worth of footage in 2 days. So hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. If you got any questions, watch the clip at the end of the video. It tells you how to get in contact with me. Thank you very much. Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert. That's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you could click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. What's happening, people? We did it. We finally got a P2 XC90. And from everything that I can gather, if you get a choice, you roll a dice, this is probably the best one to get. That's just my opinion. A lot of people like the extra power of the V8s. But man, this 3.2 with no turbo is a real reliable engine. It needs to be serviced, water pump, serpentine belt, that kind of thing. And this has had a lot of dealer maintenance done on it. The person that had it could afford to run to the dealer. Now it's got your common things. Your R Design sticker is falling off. Your Volvo blue piece in there is falling off. Your headlights are starting to get faded. But hey, I promised Mita I would help her get a truck, and here it is. She likes being a little higher when she's driving around town, especially Cincinnati with all of these hills and valleys and blind curves and horrible roads. So we picked this thing up yesterday and we are in the process of restoring it. So we're just going to go through the steps with you guys to get it restored. And number one on the deal is cleaning. Man, this car is dirty. I actually wanted to burn my clothes when I got home. It was nasty. You can see all the dirt in here. And that's just a sign of neglect. So the original owner kept the car until a year or two ago, and he passed it on to a relative who just drove the thing. I don't think they did anything that should have been done to it other than drive it. So here it is. They spill stuff everywhere. They got those things looking cruddy. It's got a third row seat. A lot of these cars have third row seats. So it had a cat here in it. I don't know, the floor mats look a little rough, but the interior is tough. It's not torn, which is good. And it's great that it held up. It's got 224,000 miles on it. And again, it's the R Design. We're going to try to get everything looking as close to new as we can. So you got the R Design seats, got this little stitching in it, and the trim work, the memory seats. This one has the premium sound, which is nice. It was loaded. It's got navigation. It's got the backup reverse camera. It's got auto dimming mirrors. It's got the sensors for the rain. It's got the moonroof. You got the microphone there. It's got all the bells and whistles. It's got, you see all the buttons there. Rear AC, most of them have that. Blind spot indicator system, or whatever you call it, to light up your mirrors when people are in your way. You got active bending headlights, which are expensive as crap. The bulbs are expensive as crap. You got child lockout on the windows. You got folding mirrors, and you got the park assist, warn you when you're getting close to something. Heated seats, defrost max, heated defrost with your mirrors. Got your climate control electronic, and you got your Bluetooth radio. It's nice, but again, it needs cleaned up. Now what we found out is there's some special features this don't have, one of which is the glass. So we're going to keep an eye out for the water resistant glass, and we went to the salvage yard and picked up some other bits and pieces. The person that had is not a Volvo guy. He got the car from his relative, and his relatives put a lot of miles on it. But hey, he had a lot of service records to it. I think he paid like $2,300 to get a heater cord put in this thing not too long ago. So we are going to introduce this to you, show you some of the features, show you how it looks cleaned up. And man, I tell people, you might like a Volvo like this, 10 years old, 200,000 miles, more than you may like a new car. You got to give it a shot. As long as it's been cared for and taken care of, you're probably good to go. But it's a little tricky buying a used vehicle. So you want to make sure you're not buying a used vehicle from somebody that's broke, can't afford to take care of it. And it's cosmetically neglected is not as bad as mechanically neglected. But it has some mechanical issues, and we'll deal with that kind of stuff. I'm not sure if this works, but for some reason, most of these XC90s, the hinge spring mechanism breaks. So they flop around and they don't pull closed. But when you lock the doors, that should lock that. So you want to make sure that's done. We got a few light bulbs out. We had a few pieces of trim broken like this here. Let's see them, baby. Somebody busted that somehow. We picked that up from the salvage yard. We got one of these that we're going to get from the salvage yard because it's broken loose from the hinge, and that makes vibration noise when the car is not running. Again, we got light bulbs out, this, that, and the other, but we're here to make it as nice as we can for us and make it smell better than somebody's armpits. So let's keep working. Looks like the tailpipe's a little bit crooked, so I might want to double check that before we lose it. But hey, let's get cracking. So this car has these special headlight bulbs that are 120 bucks a piece at normal locations, and they're very expensive. I don't know how much they are at the dealer. I didn't even check. But on FCP, the Philip ones are like 125 a piece. These headlights are, is that grill loose? Not really loose, but it probably could be tightened up a little bit. This one is out. So I'll show you how that's not working, and then I'll show you how to change that bulb. We got these bulbs out of another vehicle, not a Volvo, so hopefully they'll fit or snap in. Worst case scenario, we might have to take the bulb out of the housing, but we'll see. See if we can get it to work in the Volvo housing. So that's number one for me. A couple things you want to try to use as negotiating points. The proper key for the car. The guy misplaced one. $720 programmed at our local dealer. You may find other places now that have figured out how to program these keys and have a fob that's cheaper, but if they don't have two of these, you may want to try to get them down a few $100 because that's expensive. Go half or something with them. They actually have I don't know, you want to call it a valet key or something, but this key will also start, unlock the doors, and drive the car. I didn't check to see if this key will unlock the glove box, but it may not. The blade is different. You see how thin the blade is on here versus here? So we're going to go see if this will unlock the glove box door. But you want at least two keys. A key like this is probably $350. A key like that, $700. Some places you might better find it cheaper, but that's something you want to be aware of when you're purchasing a vehicle. So here's the test. It won't even go in the glove box door because that line is thin. So this is a valet service key. So when you get to some place where you're going to do valet, you give them this key. That way they can't get at your, $300,000-$400,000 you got stored in the glove box. All they can do is unlock the door and start the car. But when I turn the car to run, I think the driver lights are on this car. And something's going on strange with it, where when I put the fog lights on, it cuts the headlights off. So there you see, driver lights are not on. Maybe that only comes on when the car starts. So let me start the car and see. I'm gonna start the car, Mita. You don't have to worry about anything. When the car starts and idles high, you do not want to drive it till that idle drops under 1,000 RPMs. So I have 0 lights on. Let me go turn the headlights on. I thought it had driver's lights set on this car. Car has a misfire. I think it needs a coil or whatnot. So there you see that light's on, that light's off, this light's on, this light's off. So we got a bulb out there and a bulb out over there. Now the weird thing is, When I turn the fog lights on, the headlight goes out. So something's wrong there. I need to fix that. Here's your front fog lights right there. When I put the fog lights on, they come on, but again, the headlight went out, so I need to fix that. Turns out those lower lights are driving lights, not fog lights, and they work during the day, and at night, the headlights will automatically turn on. So I'm gonna shut the car down and show you how to replace that light bulb. Now these light bulbs are very expensive, as I quoted the price to you. You just take out the headlight. I don't know why that's rusted. I need to get one of those to replace that. Pull this out. Unplug the light assembly, wherever this harness is for this thing. Looks like it might be. Well, let me lift the light out and figure that out. The light comes up and out very easy after pulling those. And you got to unplug the harness here, the harness there, a harness there, and take this light out here. So there you have it. Easy to get the light out. Or you could put it on a table or set it wherever you want so that you can change the bulb. Now you can reach in here and change the bulb if you want, which is probably the smarter thing of the two to do. But for some reason my brain wanted me to take the whole light assembly away and do it on the table area over here or on the wall. With the light assembly pulled away from the car, you see open here, close here. You turn it open, pull that open, and there's your light assembly. Now they usually have latches on them, but sometimes they just turn, quarter turn, and they come out. See that? That was a latch assembly I just moved there. You have a tab here and a tab here. They were 10 o'clock and 4 o'clock. I twisted them. Now they're 2 o'clock and 8 o'clock. Now this light should come out of here. Do. Well, let me get this out of here and tell you how it worked. I somehow lost the clips to replacing this bulb, so I'll come back to it. But I did pull it harder and it came out. In this video, I'm going to show you how to pull the trim off of this piece here. We got a broken piece here, so we're going to replace this trim. And you have a few screws here, 1, 2, 3 screws here, and you have snaps along the underside of this. And then at the top, you pop this cap out on this end, all the way over the other end, you pop that cap out, and you remove 2 T25s there. So you remove these 5 T25s, and then unclip it. It'll feed around here. So let me grab that and show you. You got a sharp item I could use to pop that out. Flip this up. Take these 3 screws out. So you got those 3 screws out there. You want to pop these little things out here. Little sharp object. Now you get 2 T25s here. Guess you could use a magnet or something to get these out here. Now if you want, you can take this off, get it out of your way. It has 8mm bolts, one there, one there, one here, one here, one here, one here. So you got 2 on the ends and 4 underside, and that piece right there comes up. But if you don't want to take that up, you don't have to, because you can pull this up now. Grab the ends of it, or use a trim puller tool and just pop these up and off like that. And you see the pieces on this, and then this, we took a couple screws out of the top. So this piece here isn't part of that, and you got 3 screws along the bottom and the trim to pop it up. Now on this piece, you got 4 screws here. Along with the couple screws that we removed up here. Now this comes off. Well, my bad. We got to get these 2 out too. I forgot about them 2. I don't think you have to take those off. Well, I guess you do. There's 2 T30s in there. You want to film in that hole?
The what?
You can film in that hole to show those T30s. T30's not here either.
No.
Go ahead, stop it. It's going on too. All right, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 2 up top. There's nothing in here. So once you get that, you pull and you pop it loose. You hold this and you pop this side loose, and you have 2 pieces there. One there, one there. So that's what's holding that on. Now you can clean in there and get your replacement and put your replacement in place. That's it. A couple things you want to be aware of is, one, these might move when you pop that off, so make sure all 4 of these are in place. And I've popped this loose before and knocked this trim piece here off of the handle, so you may want to pull the handle up before you pull it and pop that off. There you are. So in this video, I'm going to be removing this tailgate panel that floats when you raise and lower the tailgate in the XC90. Real easy to do. It's got a few 8mm bolts on it. So you got one there, one down there, one a little closer to the battery down here, another one on the other side of the battery, just under that battery tray bolt there. You got one here and one here. So there's 4 under, 2 up top. Let me remove those and let you see this piece come off. So we're going to replace this because it's rattling, because somebody got something jammed in it and it broke it loose from this metal hinge piece. So it vibrates sometimes when we're driving. Those are the screws, and it lifts up and out of there. So there you have it. And that's how it's broken. So we have a replacement. I'm going to put on just the reverse way. And these are the bolts that holds on the thing that sits over top of the battery. So you want to save those. This is also a good time to vacuum all the dirt and stuff out of these latches, and you probably should lube these latches once a year. I like lithium grease. And massage the latch around. You could wipe off the excess. This vehicle has latches on both sides.
This one too. Oh, what's the other part? Oh no.
Up there at top. Is this trash on the ground?
No.
Yeah. It's broken.
It's broken.
And you got a latch up here to wipe that off. So next, after I move that latch to 2 and 8, this bulb assembly will pull out of those fingers, just like that. So you try to get enough slack in your wire, or you can unplug your wire before you pull your bulb out. And that's the bulb. This one's not working. Not sure why. Maybe it's blown. I don't know. It doesn't look blown. Hopefully something's wrong with the bulb, because we don't want to be digging into the vehicle wiring. You absolutely positively do not want to touch those bulbs with your bare fingers. That's why I got gloves on, so don't get any oil on them, just in case I accidentally touch them with my hands. So let me unplug it. It just pulls off the bottom. I don't know if I can do that with one hand. Doesn't seem like it's coming off with one hand. Let me grab it with two. Took a little effort to pull that off of there, and I noticed it has a little catch right there. I don't know if you can see that. So I pulled that back away from the bulb and unplugged it. Now here's a replacement bulb I got from the salvage yard. It looks identical to the one I just removed from the car. Different brand. The one that's in the car is a Phillips. It says number 11 on there, and it says D1S there, 35 watts. So that should work. It says you shouldn't throw these in the trash. I don't know what they expect you to do with them. This bulb, it also has 3G05 on it. Let's see what this other one has on it. This is the other bulb I have. I got it out of a different make of vehicle, but you see it does say D1S 35 watt. I got two of them in case they had, functional issues. So let me go ahead and plug this in and then stick it into the housing and then lock it in with my wings there. Be gentle pushing that back in there, getting those fingers around it, because you don't want to dislodge this active bending headlight. Now I'm going to spin this to lock it in place. And it did go back to 10 and 4. So now I'm going to reinstall it. But there was a couple other little lights in the assembly that wasn't burning, so I'm going to replace those bulbs as well. All right, that headlight is working, so that's a good thing. It looks a little brighter, but that may be just the angle I'm at. So if it turns out to be brighter, I'll replace that bulb with the matching one on this side. I do have a bulb out here, so I'm gonna pull that back out and replace that bulb, because I got a bulb lit there, kind of a running light. And I got a bulb out in the middle there, so I'm going to replace that one as well. So let me go do that. So we have a little light bulb there, the headlight on. This little one here, this one here seems brighter, and then this dim one down here. It's kind of weird, but I guess I could replace all 4 of these teardrop bulbs with the same luminous bulb and do it that way to get them all looking symmetrical. We have the headlight situation back in place. I'm gonna take them out tomorrow. They're real easy to take out, because I'm gonna treat them with the headlight treatment. They've probably already been treated, but I gotta make sure I do my best. And we got the back of this thing clean. I mean, looking good. We got all that milky stuff dried up off of the back of the seats. We got that vacuum down there. We hand picked about 600 pieces of cat hair from back here. And this is almost ready to go back together. I have to get the piece that goes here, the piece that adjusts, and then put this battery cover back on, and we'll be done back here. We're moving forward. Forward movement. Forward movement. Got most of that cat hair from this second row. And these seats really look good back here. It's a little tricky getting them folded up and put back down. And yes, that's one of God's creatures visiting us. But we're going to treat this leather. I made a mistake and hit this with brake parts cleaner to get something off, and you can see that it turned this thing ashy. I might grab one out of the junkyard tomorrow or treat it with Forever Black. It's a stain that'll get that back. I was trying to be aggressive in getting a piece off of there. So trying not to remove these seats, but we may end up removing them. We got most of the stained carpet stuff cleaned up back here. And this is the fan for the air conditioner back here. And these are vents for the AC, rear AC. All right, let's close it down for the night. Oh, well, I am. I don't know how long Meat is going to keep going. That's her deal, not mine. Yes, and here we are, folks. And I want to remix one of my #1 videos, and the only video that I had that went viral, and that is, what is the top 5 things that you want to avoid doing at the salvage yard? Man, to me, the salvage yard is the happiest place on earth. It's like a grown man's Chuck E. Cheese. And there are just some things that kind of annoy people that frequent the salvage yard that rookies may not understand. And hey, we all want this to be a pleasant experience while we save a lot of money on parts that are just gone astronomical in cost, and sometimes you can't even find available online. So a salvage yard is a place that we could come, save money, get parts we need, and in my case, enjoy myself. So let's get started. Number 5, when you come out to the salvage yard, I promise you, I didn't gather all of my tools and equipment and things that I need to pull parts to have you come and ask me to borrow those tools. Man, people walk away with other people's tools all the time. So I say, be prepared, gather the tools you need to pull the parts you want. And occasionally while you're out here, you may see something that you didn't think you needed that all of a sudden you need and want. And there you go, looking for the tools to pull it. So if you approach somebody that has a gang of tools that they drug out of their shop, put in their car, loaded in a wheelbarrow, and went out to work on a car that they need to get parts of, I promise you, they did not do all those things with you in mind. And they don't want to worry about trying to find you to retrieve their tools. So if you find yourself in a situation where you need to approach somebody to borrow tools, offer them something that they know that you want to get back, like a debit card or a driver's license or $20 or your tools, so that they'll feel confident that you actually may return the tools that you're borrowing. A lot of times I come to the salvage yard, my wife likes to come to kind of watch my back, look out for my safety, and she kind of enjoys it as well. It's not a big deal with us because she can follow the tools. But if you want to borrow my $5 tool, my $40 tool, or my $300 tool, man, that's uncomfortable for me. Be prepared, try not to borrow tools, and if you do, offer something that they know you'll want back. Other than that, let people do their work, man. They came out here to work most of the time, not to chase you around looking for their tools. Number 4, try not to make a big mess. This place is not as bad as some, but man, sometimes I go to a salvage yard and there is such a mess there that I can't even get around the vehicles to find the parts I need. If you find yourself needing to take off several parts to get to the parts you need, take those parts and toss them in the car. Because a lot of times we need to bring wheelbarrows and carts and stuff like that out to the cars so that we can get what we need. And hey, it's hard to get around when you've made a big mess. So try not to make such a big mess so that we can get around the vehicles. And again, if you're pulling several parts off of a car to get to the part you need, take those parts, toss them in the car, set them on the roof, something like that. Try not to make a big mess that we have to get around. One time I was walking through a row of cars and didn't see a piece of trim sticking out that somebody had pulled out away from the car. Cut my hand open, bled for 15 minutes, had to bandage it up, had the scar on my hand for several years. Hey, just try not to make a big mess when you're out here at the salvage yard. Do us all a favor. Man, let me tell you something. More people benefit from this next point than you would imagine. And that is number 3. Try not to destroy parts you don't need. I mean, when I come out to a car to get a part, it may be 3 layers deep. I got to remove 3 or 4 parts to get to that part. So when I remove those parts, I take them, I set them aside in a safe place that they normally don't get destroyed. I put them on top of the car. I put them in the back seat. I put them in the trunk. I put them under the car. So when somebody comes out to get a CV axle, the control arm has been removed because I needed the control arm. But some people think just destroying stuff is a way to go. They'll take apart, they'll bend it, they'll cut hoses, they'll break things, they'll cut wheel skirts. They just are destructive. And when you destroy parts, you not only ruin it for the next person that comes along and needs that part, you also take profit away from the company that has provided you this opportunity to come pull parts, learn how to work on your vehicle, and save money. So do us all a favor, because let me tell you, there are a lot of salvage yards that have closed their doors to the public because people come out here and they destroy more than they buy. So try to be reasonable and considerate. Don't destroy stuff you don't need. The next guy might need it. And I've heard of this before. People come out here to get an axle. They destroy 3 things getting the axle. Then they go to their car and something breaks getting their axle out. Now they need that part that they actually destroyed. Do yourself a favor. Don't destroy stuff you don't intend to buy. Number 2. Oh my gosh, man. I don't know why people do this. Sometimes they do it because they're hiding parts they don't need right away. But try not to scatter stuff that you don't need. I find people taking things off of this car, hauling them down 4 cars later, and dropping them off there because they see something they want, I guess, a little better. Take things out of here, throw it all the way over there. Man, let me tell you, when I need a part from this car, it would be nice to find that part at least close to this car. Laying on the side, laying under it, on top of it. Please, don't scatter parts around that you don't intend to buy. Now, I've actually taken a part off of a car, found another part I like better, and returned that part to the car. I'm just trying to be considerate of somebody that may need something. Or if you change your mind, you don't want to buy it, bring it back to the car if you're close by. Somebody may come out here and need a part off of this car. You might have pulled it, thrown it 3 cars over. They don't know that they should go look 2, 3 cars over to find a part that you pulled and chunked over your shoulder. Try not to scatter parts, man. Just help us out. Help us out. Number 1. Oh my God. This is a safety concern. And I don't know why people do it. Maybe they just never heard something like that before. But the number 1 pet peeve I have is people breaking glass. Look at this. Somebody broke the side glass out of this car. somebody broke the rear glass out of this car. This is a fresh break. And before you say, how do I know that wasn't broken? That's the reason why this car is in the salvage yard. The one right next to it is broke too. When you break glass, that not only takes a glass away from somebody that needs to buy a glass, it also sends glass into the vehicle. Now, if I need to come in here and get this seat, I got to deal with all the glass shards that's in here. You not only have those big pieces like safety glass are in vehicles, but there's little glass particles that are scattered throughout the vehicle. Look, there's glass up here. There's glass in here. There's glass shards that pop all the way up on the dash. Please, people, this is not a place to experiment with destruction. This glass belongs to somebody. One of the most frustrating things for mechanics at their shops is zombies coming to their shop and breaking glass out of cars that they're working on for other people. They would love the opportunity to come out here and get a glass for somebody the same day or send somebody out to get it. If you've broken the glass, that makes it harder for them. Now they got to order glass and get it installed, run up the cost of them and other people that need glass. So, hey, please, I'm begging you, please don't break glass in vehicles. It's just juvenile. And I tell you, I have a piece of glass in my finger right now, been in there for 8 years. The dermatologist can't even get it out. They didn't even know what it was. Turned out my buddy had a microscope and we found out it was a piece of glass. We almost got it out and it broke on the way out. So hey, please don't break glass. That's just juvenile. So those are the top 5 things that I think that you shouldn't do when you come to the salvage yard. Come out here, learn how to work on cars, save some money, and try to make it a pleasant place for other people to come and benefit from. I hope that makes sense. Have a great day. I'm back at the house and it is time to take care of a couple things going on with this yellow sedan before the new owner comes picks it up. And one of the things is this car has a very long crank. Doesn't seem to have good fuel pressure when I crank it or in between cranks. So we got to figure out what's going on there. I got this crimp in the return line there, but I got to focus on getting that corrected. Have a couple video bits for the Volvo XC90. This is a P2 platform. This is a 2014. I imagine all the way up to 2007 to 2014 is exactly the same. Some things minor changes prior to 2007. But the center console that goes to the front, common issue with those is the leather wears. Your oils deteriorate, which doesn't even look like leather, it looks like vinyl. Anyway, we're going to replace that with a used one we got out of salvage yard. You can get those new. I believe Swedish car parts sell those. You reach your hand under here and pick this up and slide it out. And this cup holder, it has different colored trim for your car. We got this cup holder out of the salvage yard, and this is the cup holder that was in ours. But it didn't seem to function as smooth as we like, so we got one that seemed to be in better shape out of the salvage yard. These are backseat cup holders. And I've learned that you can easily take this trim off. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take the trim off of the cup holder in the rear section, back of the center console for the front seat. And all you have to do is take this trim piece and push it up. When you push it up, it pops loose from those 4 latches, and then you could transplant it to another vehicle. Now this is a little harder than expected, and it looks like this one has a couple of little latches, so I gotta pry those up a little bit, then it should slide forward. So there it is, slide that up, it comes right off. You see the 4 tabs, those 4 things hook in that, slide it down. So if you find a cup holder deal that doesn't match your interior, that panel comes off real easy. Put it in place, slide it down, and it locks in place, and you're good to go. So here it is. Just transplanted that over to the cup holder. Now I'm gonna slide that in there, push it in, it'll lock in place, and it'll be good to go. In this video, we're going to replace the pad for the armrest with a used one we got from the salvage yard. This is from the center console. That's pretty easy to do. Now, you can buy the replacement leather skin if you want, and all you would have to do is remove these T15s, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that will remove this piece off of there. And if you wanted to get the whole thing out because it's broken or not working properly or something like that, you remove those T25 there. And that will allow you to remove the entire thing from the center console. And you see this piece here. So for this scenario, since our center console is in decent shape, I'm just going to remove those 4 look like T15s, take the top of this one off, put it on the top of this one, and I should be done with it. That's called pushing the easy button. We have decided to replace this part here that covers the little compartment here in the back seat. That's really easy to do. You grab it, lift it up, and just jerk it up. It unlatches. You take the one you're going to use to replace it, set it down in there. You're good to go. That compartment has a replaced door. We're going to take this one and probably dye it with Forever Black so that it can look good, and if somebody needs one, they can contact us and get this one. These screws are T10s, so let me go get a T10 driver to remove all 4 of those. You remove all 4 screws and this thing just lifts right off. So I don't know if it has a part number there, that B39897477 may be the part number, or this 3409948 may be the part number for the whole lid with the material on it. But if you buy just the material, you would unglue it from this plastic piece and then glue your new one on the plastic piece and reinstall it. So let me get the one off of there and put it on here. Next on the list is the little ink pen holder here and this coin holder. But to remove this little pencil holder thing, you grab the corner of it and you just pry it up. I was able to pull it up with my hand. You may be able to slide something down there to release the latches on it. It's got a latch on this side, a pin in the middle, latch front and back. So just jerk this up and out of here. Now you can clean this area and install another one, or just clean that one, put it back. I went and got this part out of the salvage yard because it's not broke on the ends. But when I did that, I realized that you remove these 2 top ones, you remove the 2 under that, and the 2 in the middle under here, you just have to loosen them a few turns and this piece slides up off of that. They don't have to be removed. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten all 6 of these screws, and this will be in, and we're gonna dye this with Forever Black to turn it black again without all these scuffs on it. Almost every Volvo comes with a toolkit. It's kind of tools you could use in the case of emergency, flat tires, battery change, stuff like that. And these are the tools that you should see in that kit. All these tools come in here, or they are stored in the back of the vehicle. So if you pick the floor up in the back of the vehicle, you'll see the jack. It is stored there, got that little strap on there. That little hook ring there is what you turn to lower the spare tire so you can get the spare tire out of there. It has this little handle. This one is still in the wrapper, so let me show you what that looks like. That unpacked looks like this, and you use that to, one, get the spare tire from down there. You put this hook on here, and then you set this tool on top of there, and then you screw that to get the spare tire down. It goes on there like that. This is also likely used to crank your jack when you have your jack in position. These are the rest of the tools that should be in your kit. A lug nut removal tool. You should have a reversible screwdriver. One ends a T25, the other ends a T30. I'm gonna clean that up. You have this hook, again, that loosens the spare tire, drops it from under the vehicle. Not sure if there's a spare tire there or not. There is. Need to check that spare tire, make sure it's serviceable. And this tool should crank the jack. You have your toe pull ring. You pop a hole out of the bumper. I don't see one here, but it's surely one in the front of the car. And you screw this in there. After the toe, you unscrew it, you put the little panel back, store it back. Your tow truck driver should use this to pull the vehicle up onto his tow truck instead of destroying something under the car. You have a 13 to 12 boxed in wrench, an 11 to 10 boxed in wrench, and I don't think it has one, but a 8mm wrench would also be useful. That should make up your emergency kit. Now, in addition to that, we normally add to a vehicle a lug nut tool with a breaker bar. We get whatever size socket that is, usually 19mm. We couple that with an 18-inch breaker bar, and it's safer than using this to break lug nuts loose. Another thing we put in is a jump box so that you could jump the battery in the event that the car or someone else's car needs a jump. And then we normally put a tire inflator in the vehicle as well. Thanks for watching. Another pretty successful haul out of my oil eater rust removal batch. I guess overall, man, some of this stuff's been rusty for years, but it gets most of it off of everything I put in there. So I'll rate this thing a 4 out of 5. Again, I do not use it as directed. I use it as convenient, so it may do better if used as directed. There you go. Things are cleaning up very well. The cup holders are pretty clean. The center console area is pretty clean. The gear shift knob came very clean. Mita thought she needed another knob. That thing was so nasty. She still got to get some of the crevices in the leather. So she'll set the parking brake, pull that thing back in low gear, and finish cleaning that up. But that's how it looks clean. That's how gross it was. Now she's cleaning the steering wheel, and it's coming pretty clean.
No, I haven't started.
Oh, you hadn't started on the steering wheel yet?
It still has all the grease in there.
Okay, so grease, slimy stuff running down. All that stuff is going to clean up. Volvos are made out of very good materials, and that stuff cleans up very well. So we're still trucking along. She's doing things, I'm doing things, and we'll get it looking good. So you got stuff along here, makeup or whatever that is.
Yeah,
we got stuff along here. There's lots to clean up, and we'll show you some before and afters. I forgot to add another thing of safety is a triangle. As you can see, Volvo sells them as an option. Here's a few snapshots of the XC90. It's a good looking vehicle. I like the way they look. I'm starting to enjoy the way they ride, getting used to that. But it took us at least 3 days to clean the interior of this car, man. Mita was ready to burn it. You know, everybody likes the interior clean, but not all people want to put in the effort like most people should to enjoy the interior. Here's a few after pictures of our car. We personalized it a little bit. Put a 200,000 mile badge on it. Put an Air Force veteran sticker on it. Got my support sticker. We got our tag in, so we're going to put that up here soon. I didn't know this stuff was loaded back here, but you can see that trim has been replaced. So that's looking good. We found a weather mat for behind the third row seat. So we got that installed. And the big thing is, man, when you got a good quality material in a vehicle, that stuff just comes clean. This thing was filthy, and I don't know if we did that or that was there, but we need to clean that still. We found some nice WeatherTech mats that was made for this car and put in here. But as you can see, the carpet, man, is really clean. The seats come pretty clean. You can ride with these down or up. That's up. You pull the latch, they fall down. Everything cleaned up real well. I don't know what that is. These grills didn't clean up well. We got to figure out what to do with that. Probably paint those. But everything all cleaned up. The car is looking and riding nice. So we ordered a new stereo system for it called Legend. Somebody took a updated car stereo system and did all that was needed to do to make it kind of plug and play in these cars so that your backup camera works and all that stuff still works. So that'll be in the mail in a couple of days, and it will replace this piece here from here all the way across with a new touchscreen with Android and Apple Play, stuff like that. So somebody took the time to make that right for us, and here it is. I haven't cleaned the engine compartment yet, but we got all the lights and stuff working. If you made it this far, I trust that you found some information that was either useful or entertaining, so go ahead and hit the like button. And if you would like notification of future videos that I post, please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support. You can follow me on other social media apps by looking for @RobertDIY. Some form of that should bring up the other channels that I have on places like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and so forth. If for some reason you need some more personal help, go to my website at robertdiy.com and use the phone number that I have posted there to send me a text message, or you can email me. If you have questions or comments, please make a comment below. And if you'd like to make some kind of financial contribution to what I got going on here, go to my channel and hit the more link at the end of the introduction statement, and it'll show you different ways that you can support me financially. Again, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day.